been really interesting in that I have, a longer weekend than I might have in another program, and that I have time to sit down and reflect on the time I've had during the week. And then when Sunday comes around, I'm ready to go to Mass, enjoy the company of my other volunteers, and really just sit down and think about how what I'm doing is making a meaningful impact on the Wilmington area, and as well as being a meaningful impact beyond that of which the Sisters of St. Francis of Philadelphia do.
Being Franciscan is really great. I didn't really know a lot about the Franciscan spirituality until I came here, but a big part of what I've learned so far is that relationships is really important, and constant conversion is another big part of being Franciscan. So that has really helped me a lot in my spirituality in the last couple months, in the way that relationships are very important to me. I don't think anyone can make a greater investment than in relationships. So being able to have that be an important part of my life, work-wise, home-wise, being with the sisters, and all my communities, that is something that's been really important. So that's helped me help me grow closer to God. And also the constant conversion part of never feeling like I've reached a certain point, like this is it, or I'll never reach that point, but always feeling like there's always room to grow as well.
I found that I'm best able to connect with God through my interaction with different people. I'm often reminded of how Pope Francis talks about how God is not a God who is here to persecute, he's not here to judge, but he's here to offer love and to offer mercy. And I find that through my interactions with other people, and most of the times it's people who are very different from me, my own experience. And so I'm able to develop a spirituality that is very much based in humanity. In other ways, I develop and experience my spirituality through kind of the quiet time of being able to come back from a long day and be able to just, silence myself and to go through the various thoughts and just be like, okay, Michael, where have you seen God? Where have you experienced His love in others, in your daily interactions? And I think it's through those quiet times where I'm able to gather myself in prayer and in contemplation, meditation, that I also see a very unique side of God in myself.
For me, one of the largest values I find is the humility of the Franciscan tradition, and that you find with other traditions, and that not necessarily that there's a pride associated with it, but that you don't find the same sense of humility in the way that their service is practiced. And that I think for the Franciscans, there's this sense of everything that we're doing is for, and under the greater grace of God in some way or some capacity. And that for the Franciscans, it's what can I be doing right now to help those that are most in need, because those are the best representatives of what God wants.
Really, I think it just kind of goes back to the relational dynamics, being able to foster relationships across cross-cultural, cross-socio-political boundaries, seeing yourself in others, and doing so in a way that is empathetic as opposed to patronizing. And I think that's what it means to be Franciscan. It's the relational aspect. It's being able to develop as a person, as an individual through others, and to see yourself in that light. And I really think that's reflective of how Francis lived. Is he was able to witness God, able to witness to God's creation, to ultimately God Himself. These kind of like three aspects, in a way that was primarily through relationship.
The Franciscan sisters are great right off from when Sister Sarah met me at the airport until until today. Being a part of the community has been, I've always felt so welcomed, and the sisters are so wonderful. We invite them over to our house for game nights. They'll stop by and drop off cookies. Being away from home is not as difficult when you feel like you have people that care about you and are creating a second home for you.